Welcome to our program on Kardec Radio.
Welcome, dear friends, to Kardec Radio and the Spirit Society of Virginia here in our online spiritual care. It's that moment for our spiritual treatment. Healing is everywhere as long as we connect. As Jesus said, we heal ourselves. Our faith heals us. And the good spirits know that we are here ready to receive their treatment. So how about if now we prepare that glass of water or that bottle of water or the jar of water next to you, because the good spirits will pour the remedies that we need, and we're going to receive the energy medicine throughout, and then the main remedy comes with the message. But before we begin, we invite you to do the prayer with us. Let us pray, friends, to connect, to attune with the healing that we're looking for. Dear God, we feel so small before your greatness. We don't know many things, but we are open to learn. We're open to feel the inspiration of the good spirits, the nurses, the doctors, the therapists, who want to help us feel anew. We visualize at this moment healing waters falling onto us, calming our minds, relaxing our bodies as we surrender to you and trust your love. We pray for everyone who is here connected live and on demand, as well as for everybody who has their name in the book of prayer at the Spirit Society of Virginia and Kardec Radio. And we thank you for giving us this blessed opportunity. Thank you for your embrace and for opening the permission for this therapeutic moment. May we stay under your guidance and feel your protection today and always. And so be it. Friends, our dear Daisy is here with us, and she has prepared the lesson that we need. Right, Daisy?
That's right, Minister.
Right?
Dear friends, we are continue in this treatment session today, studying chapter 12 of the book Happy Life. This chapter, Joanna de Angelis through Divaldo Franco, bringing us recommendations for dealing with offenses. How do we feel when those around us don't treat us as we expect? When those around us do things, say things that hurt us? What is the steps that we need to take? Joanna de Angelis starts by saying, never repay evil with vengeance or negativity. The bad man is sick and does not yet know it. Friends, Joanna de Angelis goes straight to the point. She says that those who do evil things against us, they are actually sick. They are not doing well. Because if they were happy, if they were in their best state, they wouldn't do anything to hurt us. They would be spreading happiness around them. Have we ever seen anyone who is happy, who is doing things to hurt others? So, the first step that's just saying we need to change the lenses. In Spiritism, we know that taking the shoes of the victim is never the correct way because there are never victims. We are not victims. But those who offend us, they are the ones who are sick. So instead of thinking about poor us, why is this happening to me? Joanna de Angelis saying, look at them with understanding, kind eyes, because they're sick, they're not doing well. And what is the next step? She says, let us not repay evil with vengeance or negativity. The eye for an eye statement, it's in the gospel according to Spiritism. That is not the way to go. Jesus said, love your enemies. So it's an exercise for us every day. How can we do it? She continues and says, let us give him the remedy that will heal him. Do not use against him the weapons that he uses against you. This, friends, goes hand in hand what we learned with Jesus. Yes, Jesus came to show us the way. He was persecuted, he was mistreated, he was not understood. But did he repay with evil? On the contrary. So, Spiritism comes to remind us of the importance of looking at those who offend us with different eyes, to give them the remedy to heal them. If we, in turn, give them the same violence, the same weapons that we receive, then this battle will never end. But if one person, friends, if one of us decides to do different, that's how our society will change. We hear so much nowadays about bullying in our schools, and so many parents says, "Yes, you should say something. You should also push them. You should also hurt them." But this word of regeneration that we're marching towards, Jesus came to teach us if someone slaps you in one side of your face, give the other cheek. Yes, we're not saying that we will not take other actions, but we're saying let us not be those who will continue in this cycle. Let us put an end to it. Why, friends? Because if someone offends us, Joanna de Angelis says, then is the problem is theirs. But if we are the one who offended someone, now the problem is ours. It's law of action and reaction. We will sow what we plant today. So if we are also planting violence, gossipy, if we are planting, sometimes we don't say anything, but silence can also be a powerful weapon. So we're not saying anything, but we're thinking. We're not doing anything, but deep inside, we are wishing the other person is hit by a car, is taken away, go somewhere else. So, what are we planting? Or instead, we are praying for them. We don't need to say anything, but we can raise our vibrations. We can send them understanding. We can visualize them surrounded by the light of God. Because at the end of the day, we're all brothers and sisters. If we look at ourselves as equal, if we look at ourselves in the timeline of life, one day we'll all be together, side by side, working together. So let us look at them with a different eyes. Let us embrace them with a prayer, with a request that God really take care of them because they're not doing well. Joanna de Angelis ends by saying that the offender is always the unhappier one. So if we are aware of this and go, we can go tranquil on our way. Yes, the offender is the unhappy one, as long as we are also not entering in the same vibration. If we're not the one who are also offending. But if we look at them with the eyes of eternity, if we don't look at them how they are in this present moment, but as the mentors of Kardec Radio always teaches us in the Spirit Society of Virginia, look at them with our immortal eyes. Look at them ahead, doing the good, being by our side, helping us, visualizing them there. Right now, in this moment, they're not doing well. They are the ones who are unhappy. But why are we gonna enter in the same vibration? Let us be those who will look at the offenders and send them positive vibrations. So we are not the ones who be unhappy ourselves. How many people, friends, enter into depression? Nowadays, you talk to people, and how many are taking medication? They need to go to the doctor to strengthen themselves. Well, let us then be those. How can we heal ourselves? Let us heal from within, not thinking about, but this happened to me, someone did that to me. No, we have the power, and that is the beauty why we learn Spiritism, that it doesn't depend on anything externally. It depends on us to boost ourselves, to really work within ourselves so that we can strengthen us. Sadness, sorrow will not go away if we keep putting ourselves in the victim's shoes. To illustrate this, we're gonna end with a story to illustrate to all of us how we can do this. Chico Xavier, the great medium who psychographed more than 500 books, so many consoling messages that he brought to all of us. And if we have the opportunity to go visit the city where he was born or the city of Uberaba where he lived through the last years of his life, we'll see that he was so humble. He was so loving and caring. And there's one particular story that illustrates to us how Chico himself overcame these sentiments, how he didn't took offense from others. There is a story where we hear that Chico, he loved animals. He had several dogs that he took care. He was so loving and caring. And there was a particular dog at one time where Chico was already in his elderly years. He already had illnesses himself, but he always took care of the animals. And he had a particular dog who was very sick and required a lot of attention. Chico would come back from staying long hours in the middle of the evening when he finished his works. He would get home and the dog would be all dirty, would need his care, and he would take his time. He would clean the room, he would clean the dog, and he would go to sleep even later because he was taking care of the dog. But he loved it. He was so happy. But one of his neighbors knew of all the time that the dog took. She knew how much it added in her eyes a burden in Chico's life. And she thought to herself, well, the dog is already sick. Maybe we can do something to make him die a little faster. So she gave the dog a treat, but with poison on it. And she thought, oh, the dog would die, and Chico, in her eyes, would have more time in the evening to rest. Well, one day, Chico came home. He wasn't greeted by the dog anymore. The dog was dying. Chico turned on the lights and he saw him and said the last goodbye, and Chico was heartbroken. He was so sad for months until one day one of his sisters, told him, you know, Chico, you're not going to believe what I found out. You know that dog that you loved so much? He didn't die by natural causes. It was actually the neighbor, the one who poisoned him. And Chico, when he learned about it, he was even more heartbroken. And he also, like all of us, because he was human, he also was very sad. He started holding grudges towards the neighbor to a point that started influencing and not helping him as he was doing the mediumistic work. And then Emmanuel, his mentor, came to him and said, Chico, let us remember what Jesus told all of us. Jesus said, love your enemies, do good to those who hate you, and pray for those who persecuted and malign you, so that you may be children of your Father who is in heaven. So Emmanuel said, you know how, Chico, you can get rid of the sentiments? You need to make your neighbor happy. And he said, how come, Emmanuel? She was the one who killed my dog. And Emmanuel said, no, do what I'm telling you. Find out what will make her the happiest on earth. And Chico, very devoted to the gospel, to Emmanuel's counsel, well, he started inquiring. He find out that his neighbor needed a sewing machine. So with his own salary, and we know Chico lived very humbly. He didn't have much. He saved and purchased not any sewing machine, the best sewing machine that was out there. It took all his money. And the day he went to give the neighbors the sewing machine, she couldn't believe him. She was without words. So she was so happy. She gave him a hug. And after she hugged him, Chico felt unease in his heart because the energy that she enveloped him cleared his heart. Friends, this is the true account for us that if we are the ones who stop the evil, we are the ones that don't feel offended, but we even take steps to embrace those who offended us. At the end of the day, like Chico in this picture, we will be the ones who will be healed. So let us reflect on this story, friends, and let us reflect today, as Joanna de Angelis said, that those who offend us is their problems, but if we are the ones who offended someone, then it's on us. So let us stay with this image of Chico as we transition to the final moments of our online spiritual care.
So, dear friends, right now it's passes and prayer. Wherever you are, feel comfortable and relaxed and trust that the good spirits are with all of us to deliver the energy medicine that we need. Let us do it. We visualize rays of healing light enveloping us in renewal and protection. And the illuminated hands of the spirit doctors who are here present in the name of God, touching our heads, emanating hope, emanating the joy of living and renewal. We see that the molecules of the healing light permeate our minds and bodies as we breathe in and out. Every vital center, every chakra is balanced, and we feel stronger, more prepared for our tasks of love that must be fulfilled. We visualize a bouquet of flowers being placed in a vase on our dining table, emanating healing remedies and the healing light that spreads out throughout our homes, enveloping the whole house in renewal. Breathing in and out. We see the spirit doctors, nurses, and therapists rescuing the entities that no longer need to be there and have an opportunity to go to the spiritual hospital. We see this light emanating to the neighborhood, and we praise you, dear Lord, for the glory of life, for the opportunity of existing, for this precious and memorable reincarnation, when we are finally aware of you, feeling your presence, and being grateful to all the resources you've given us. May this day and night be an opportunity to continue immersing ourselves in the healing sea of your love. Visualizing everyone who is here and has their names in the book of prayer, receiving the remedies that they need. We bow before you in gratitude, deeply grateful for so much abundance. May we do our share and be assured that you are always with us all. With your permission, we conclude this moment, trusting that our therapy goes on as our bodies rest into sleep. And we are taken to the spiritual clinics to continue being treated, solving our problems, renewing our ways of feeling and thinking. Thank you, God, and so be it. Thank you, dear friends, for joining us. We wish you a beautiful continuation of this therapy. And should you have any question or comment, please write to us at kardecradio@gmail.com. We hope to see you next time.